Hi, welcome back to Lauralign. Today is another breath practice where we will be working on directing the flow of energy to certain parts of our body as we move. Get in something cozy and meet me on your mat. Hello, welcome back to the channel for my personal yoga practice. Today we are going to have a kind of short one. So bring your water, let's get right into it. Start off on the back, massage the scalp, the temples, the jaw. Pet a kitty if you need to. Hi, Koopa. Sweet goo. Sweet goo. Love you, buddy. Today we are going to focus on the breath. And practice sending the breath to different parts of the body as we move. So to do that, as you're settling in here, I'll explain. To do that, it's obviously we can't literally breathe into other parts of our body besides, the lungs. But if you imagine sending breath to certain parts of your body, it's basically sending energy. And it can really help center you and anchor you. So we're going to use that practice today to help anchor us to the present moment and also try to help us get through a warrior practice. Actually, I want to do a little warrior dance. So I'll be quiet for just a minute or two to let us all just relax for a moment, shake off the day. Remember, whatever happened before this doesn't matter. Whatever's going to happen after this doesn't matter. All that matters is this right now, just this time that we are taking for ourselves. Whenever you're ready, meet me in some sort of seat. Just real quick, I always like to stretch it out a little bit in modified Dandasana. We're gonna hop to our little cat-cow dance just for a quick stretch before we get into the warrior. Now would be a good chance to tie that hair back if you have not already. And transition to this cat-cow little dance. Stretch her on out. Pay attention to your alignment as much as possible, of course. We're going to go ahead and start off by sending the breath, in this case, to the low back and the hips. So as you breathe in, just imagine that area filling up with energy. And as you exhale, let it go. Inhale, fill it with energy. Exhale, let it go. Organic movement is welcomed here. As always, going into a optional plank, although I highly recommend that you give it a try. Hold it for as long as you need to or want to. And as we do so, I'm going to focus on sending breath and energy to my upper body, because that's where I struggle in plank pose. For you, say if it's like your calves or something, you'd send your breath there. So basically pick whatever point in your body that you may have any issues with, or that you want to send just a little more strength and energy. All right, here we go. Downward facing dog on an exhale. We're only going to do this once on each side. So we're going to go into three-legged dog here. So from downward facing dog, find your foundation and lift that left leg up high. Oh. Destroy your keyboard in the process. Push that on in there. Left leg up high, three-legged dog. Exhale, come in for a high lunge. So plant that left foot up. High lunge. Or I guess this would be runner's lunge. I'm sorry, runner's lunge. High lunge is something else. From here, plant that left palm. We're going to do a little bit of a twist here. Right arm comes out, up. You can always bend that right knee down for some support. Send that energy where you need it. From here, whew, high lunge. This is high lunge. Okay, can open on into warrior one. Plant that back foot. Square those hips. Square those hips to the front. Fix your feet positioning if you need to. Open up to warrior two. Send that breath certainly to your left leg, your left thigh, your left hip. Take it on back, straighten that left leg, and peaceful warrior. And it all comes tumbling back down. Runner's lunge. That's it. That's what we're doing on each side today, with a little bit of stretching after. You can always come down here for a little bit more of a hip flexor stretch. So kind of dropping that right knee down, that right leg down as much as you can, while keeping your left knee bent into your chest. Oh yeah, that feels good. All right, coming back through downward facing dog. So same thing on the other side. This time I'm going to be talking more about how you should be aligned, but please do try to focus on that breath. You certainly need that energy. We all do. Right leg up whenever you're ready. Three-legged dog. You can keep your hips square here. You don't necessarily need to stack. Sometimes this can feel nice to stack, but that's not what we're doing today. And on an exhale, step that right foot up. Runner's lunge. Left knee can come to the ground if needed. Keep in mind you can always go a little lower here for a nice hip flexor stretch. And whenever you're ready, coming up, high lunge. Woo! For some reason, whenever I get in a high lunge today, I'm just topsy-turvy, wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff. So when it comes to high lunge here, obviously your right leg is in front and your left leg is behind you. Bend your knee as much as you can, and you're going to remain on the ball of that back foot, not coming down flat upon it. So from here, warrior one, where you would come down upon that foot. Check your alignment. Warrior two. You want to align during warrior one and two. You want to align the back of your foot, so the heel of your right foot needs to be aligned in the center of your back foot, which is pretty much horizontal to the mat. You can kind of angle it a little bit, whatever feels good for you. And bend that right knee as parallel to the ground as needed. Straighten that right front leg. Peaceful warrior. It's a nice side body stretch as well. And coming all the way back down, runner's lunge. Downward facing dog. Oh yeah. We're going to be working more on warrior stuff coming up. You can go to your knees and back to child's pose for a little rest. Bend those knees as wide as the mat. You can always put something between your bum and your heels for some space. It will allow you to rest upon this pillow and relax the weight of your body even further into the mat. Crawl those arms on out and forehead comes to the mat. Extended child's pose. Couple breaths here. Remember, child's pose is obviously a resting pose, but it's not so much about checking out as checking in. Checking in with the way you feel. So while it can be nice to have a little rest, let's not forget what we're doing here with the breath. I'm in hero's pose right now. If you would like, you can stay in child's pose a little longer, or maybe you're already done with that. Coming through onto the booty. We're going to revisit a quick boat pose before we do some twisting and shavasana. So I told you it's a quick one today. Remember, you can always keep your modified boat pose if you'd like. So lift those feet, heels dig into the ground, knees bent, and lean back. You can always hold on to your thighs to support you here. You don't want to feel any sort of strain in your spine or your neck, so please be aware of that. So maybe you stay here, or maybe you join me in boat pose, and we are going to send breath to the back. Okay? Here we go. Breathe into the back body. Use your core to support you. Pulse in and out of that if you'd like to. All right. Left leg comes out long. Flex those feet. Right knee comes all the way into the chest. You can bring your foot to as close to the bum as you can. And we are going to twist to the right. So right now we've got our right arm hooked around our right knee. We're gonna switch. We're gonna put that right arm behind to brace us as we twist to the right. And now our left elbow comes to left knee to assist. Breathing into the back body once more, the shoulder blades. Creating more space as you inhale. And twisting a little further as you exhale. Be gentle. Coming back to center. We're going to switch the legs, so right leg comes out long. Left knee comes in, left foot close to the bum. Whenever you're ready. Left arm comes behind to brace, right elbow comes around right knee, and we twist. This should feel really awesome in the upper back, especially. Whenever you're done with that, come on out of it. You can straighten those legs, go in for a little toe touch if you like. If not, no worries. Meet me on your back. We're almost done today. Knees come into the chest. Feel free to grab the soles of the feet as you do so. Rock back and forth, or you can kind of hug your knees to your chest like we've been doing lately. Rocking back and forth organically, whatever feels good to you. Can always shift a little bit as you, if you discover, or words, you may discover, if you arch your back, you can kind of massage the sacrum, and the bum, the hips. Or if you want to keep your back more flat, and it can massage a different part of your body, maybe the more of the hips, the low back, side body a little bit. Going in for a little happy baby. Grab the soles of the feet. Bend the knees. Super nice hip opener here. You can always play with it. I really like to go like a cobbler's pose. I think I was in a yoga class once and he called it a butterfly pose. So, or it was like happy butterfly or something butterfly. So, not sure about that actual name of this pose, but I really like wrapping my hands around my feet here for a nice sweet balance. Whenever you've had enough of that, full body stretch on your mat. Arms come up, legs go out. Squeeze your buttocks. Squeeze it, squeeze it. Oh, let it all go. Awesome. You can actually leave your hands where they are if you're comfortable, or you can go in, put them to the sides, palms facing up for a more traditional shavasana. You can always do a modified with the knees up to help your breathing, as it does shorten your diaphragm. This is my preferred shavasana. I love to walk my shoulder blades underneath me. So by that, I mean arch your back a little bit and literally just walk them underneath you and then relax again. It can really help in maybe relieving some tension in your upper back and your neck. Take 3 deep breaths on your own time. You're going to send all the rest of your breaths, you're going to send that energy to your brain. And that's all she wrote today. You can always feel free to repeat this sequence or repeat specifically the warrior part of this sequence if you need a little bit more today, or if you're just trying to work on it. Thank you so much for practicing with me today, coming along with me on this journey of my personal yoga practices. I knew today wasn't going to be a long one. I don't have that much time today, which is fine. You don't always have to make a ton of time, but making even just a little bit of time is better than nothing, right? I hope it went well for you. Let me know in the comments. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed it. It really does help the algorithm. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you next time. Bye.